Okay, this is take 2 because I feel like I could condense everything that I said the first time I said it. So here we go. Hey. So I had this picture pop into my head just this morning, but I guess I'd kind of been thinking about it all this week. 'Cause I haven't, with everything that's been going on, there hasn't been a lot of sort of time, I guess, for me to like solidify a thesis for this stuff. Just the Lord's been, there's stuff going on, and the Lord's doing something, and there's little arrows, little pointers all over the place, but I had this picture, and it might sound a little cliche when I say it, like a no duh, but it is it reminded me of the passage in John 13 where Jesus is going to wash the disciples' feet, and then Peter's like, no, you can't wash my feet. And then Jesus says, well, if I don't wash your feet, then you can't have any part of me. And then Peter comes back and he's like, okay, well, wash my hands and my head too, please. And then Jesus says, no, you don't need that. If you've been bathed, then all you need to do is wash your feet, because you're clean, and you're clean. And there's more to it, but the point being, with that passage and with the picture there, the feet washing in that culture, there's a lot of facets to the principle, but just sort of the main ones, I guess, that give you the gravity of the situation. In that culture, the feet washing was a daily thing, and it was every time you would go into someone's house, your feet would be washed. And I was gonna say you wash your feet. Some people did wash their feet, but most everyone, their feet were washed by the servant in the house. The lowest servant in the house would wash everyone's feet before they come inside. So that's why it was such a big deal. And Peter was like, no way, God, you're not gonna wash my feet. I should be washing your feet. Like how John the Baptist said, I shouldn't be baptizing you, you should be baptizing me, to Jesus. But God's economy is backwards, and the whole, first shall be last shall be first, the older shall serve the younger. And that was also cultural too, because the oldest son got all the inheritance and the benefits and stuff. But anyway, so, and then the idea of being bathed, having the Holy Spirit, being washed by the blood, being baptized. That's a one and done thing. But to wash the feet, to have a filling of the Holy Spirit, to be empowered again, to be refreshed and rejuvenated, to wash the feet, because the feet it was very easily dirtied and caked up and crusty. But so, to get to the picture that I was saying, it's a guitar. So recently, just within the last couple of months or so, I've been using a brand of strings that I haven't been using for a while now. And with guitar strings, for those of us that don't know, or they get old, and you call it dying, that the strings are dead. They get dirty, or they tarnish, or they get rusty. The oils from your fingers and stuff, they get on it and contaminate it and everything. And just over time, they dull out, and it changes the sound. It's not as nice. It makes them harder to play, and all this stuff. So you need to change the strings. And some brands you don't have to change nearly as often, because they just retain their characteristics more. It has a lot to do with the coating on the strings, like I said, with the oils on your fingers. And if you wipe the guitar down after you play it, you wipe your oils off, then you can kind of, extend their life. And I've been using those brand of strings for a long time, the ones that kind of just last a while, like almost months. They pretty much stay, relatively new sounding. And these this brand that I've been using recently, I'm changing strings bi-monthly because they just get old. You can hear them start to change within a couple days. But so just the funny thing about the picture for me is that you're playing the guitar, you're using it for what it's supposed to be used for. And of course, you could paint the picture of using the guitar for something that it shouldn't be used for, something bad, and then the strings become bad. But using it for the thing that's good, that it should be used for, like worship in particular, because it's music. Using it for what it's supposed to be used for, doing what it's supposed to be doing, makes it old and tired sounding, and bad sound. It's not as sweet. So you have to change them. And of course you can apply the principle to other sort of literal things, like washing your clothes, or with facial hair, or your actual hair, or just showering, washing your feet, in brushing your teeth in general. But those are like literal personal things, so I wanted to kind of take the picture away from the person, and then too, because of the music thing, the worship thing, it's like the guitar is the person. We constantly need a refreshment, and like Jesus always going away by himself to pray and to spend time with the Father, because of the ministry being exhausting, and then that we constantly need that connection with God, that relationship. And so with the guitar strings, it's like it becomes tired, and it becomes old, and it can be bad if you don't change the strings. With us, our worship, our ministry, our work can become bad, and it can become unfocused or improperly focused. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight. Let our praise to you be as incense, sweet smelling incense, pristine, pure. And as the guitar gets used, as the strings get used, they become impure. The sound is not as sweet, and it's not as easy to be used for what it's supposed to be used for. So of course the application is, am I asking for a filling of the Spirit? Am I confessing my sins daily to the Lord, and being introspective continually, asking the Lord that the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart would be acceptable, that my worship would be sweet smelling? How is the Lord able to use me? Is he able to use me easily and effectively? And am I constantly returning again to a new and clean state? Not because I am a Christian. I've been bathed. He who is bathed needs only to wash his feet, but is completely clean, and you are clean. I'm bathed, I'm clean, but my feet still get dirty. My strings still get dirty, even when I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, because I'm human. because it's natural, because this is a life of decay, and it's a downgrade. But yeah, I think that's kind of the whole thing of it. You can apply it to a lot of different things, and it's sort of like an Oda. But I haven't used these strings that I need to change them so often that they so easily get dirty. It almost seems like after the first day, I change them in the morning, and by the end of the day they're already starting to change, and it painted the picture well for me. Again, just taking it off of the personal thing, just like everybody knows, like, yeah, by the end of the day you need a shower, and stuff like that. And it doesn't take long for your hair to start looking funny and stuff, and it just, because the guitar is for worship. Because even for the literal thing, if I want to keep my guitar sounding good, I want to keep my guitar clean, so that the worship is good and not distracting, or not at its best. So if I think that of my guitar, and then I make the guitar me, then I want to make sure that I'm at my best, that I'm going away to be alone with the Lord, to be refreshed, and to be searched. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know all my anxieties, and see if there's any wicked way, any dirty, any tarnishing, any caked up bad stuff, and lead me in the way everlasting, and fill me with your Spirit. Wash my feet, Lord, because only He can do it the right way. Only He can do it in the perfect way. But yeah, I think that's about it. That was faster. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time.